Hey guys, welcome back. I feel like I haven't been up here forever. I do, and I am sorry about Sunday Live. I had a horrific migraine all Sunday. Started early, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I am prone to getting migraines. I've talked about that before. It has a lot to do with me having EDS. I've talked about that, and anything with the barometric pressure. And the barometric pressure was higher than I have ever seen it here in all my life living here. It was like 30.63, was going up and down. So something's different with that. And I always say, look at the skies and stuff, but things are different. I'm hearing that a lot. And then I was having a lot of my local people text and get up with me and was like, hey, are you having a headache? Are you feeling, bad or having this? And they were listing symptoms, and I said yes, and then some. Um, and so I wasn't the only one, and I'm pretty sure it was from that, but I've had things going on, and which is weird for me because it's about a month. I had that thing. I had to go to the hospital with my heart. No, I haven't had the pinch. I get asked, and that's my main thing. No, I haven't. That is my choice. I haven't. It's not from that. This is something, cardiac thing I was born with. Then I got sick with the stuff. I have my opinions about that. And then it's just kind of lingering. The one that what I had recently had, and when I had discussed about my symptoms, it is causing, because like I said, we wasn't really sick, like sick type symptoms, like, oh my, I don't have all this congestion or chest or even head congestion. It was the severe pain, the horrific migraines, high fever, stuff like that. It is causing um, widespread whole body severe inflammation, and it's taking weeks up to months to resolve. That is playing into the part of some of things I have going on since then, and some of mine's a little bit different than maybe it would be for instance. It's even different from, even though my husband has that inflammation stuff still, it's a little different for me, again, because I have EDS, which is a connective tissue disorder, which isn't what this video is, about, but I've had some stuff with that going on that I have been getting, taken care of. So, thank you, and that's what's been going on. I appreciate you guys' patience. My prayers have been with anyone who has been sick or dealing with things. I'm still getting emails, and I am praying for you guys, all of you, for comfort and healing through everything you may be going through, no matter what it is. I do that all the time. When we pray for others, I think that is healing for ourselves as well. So I wanted to catch up on what's going on. But speaking on kind of what, in a nutshell, what I've just been talking about, I've had like some conference information, okay? I have to be how I say it, pertaining to a lot of this, and it's in a different part series. I'm going to do a video touching on it here, and there's going to be a part 2 to that I can go in very, a lot of depth and not be censored. I have to be careful because it's information I feel like is vital, and I want to get it out. That part 2 of that I will put underneath the video when I come and kind of vaguely talk about it on here, and it's going to redirect you to Liberty Tree Fellowship, because I have the Freedom platform over there. It will be a free content video. I think it's going to be important. If that's the route you choose to go, if you're on my channel, then you're probably more of a natural route. But again, always do what's best for you. But I think it's more of information I want to get out. Knowledge is power. I say it all the time, so people maybe know what's going on within yourself and things that you can do, because I'm all about preventive care and supporting our bodies and what it needs. So I am going to do some information about that. So a couple things I want to go over, and then I want to get into some stuff that's going on. So I don't know if y'all saw, but Minnesota passed the legislation. It's called the Blackout Bill, and it is banning the use of coal, oil, and gas for the state's electric grid. Now, if you know anything about Minnesota, I have a dear friend of mine that lives in Minnesota, and their weather up there, that I could think that could be dangerous. But so the legislation will require the state's electricity grid to be 100% carbon free within the next 17 years. let's ask the kiddos that don't are in other countries about what it is that they are labeling carbon free and what they have to go through to make us carbon free. Don't get me started on that situation. That is horrific. So, because I don't exactly remember the date, but old Joe and his admin, they had already banned the mining there. There was like 250,000 acres, the Iron Ranch, all that type of stuff. So that's going on. If you're in Minnesota and you may have a lot more information on this situation, or maybe you didn't know about the situation that this legislation bill had passed, drop it in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Always be safe about your location and stuff like that. So we're going to move forward. People talk about eggs, and we talk about the egg prices. That is secondary of what they're actually doing and what's causing all these things. A commercial egg farm in Connecticut went up in flames over the weekend, Saturday to be exact. Add it to the list, right? How many have there been? Not just chickens. And this was actually, it was more than 100,000 laying hens that this was a farm in Connecticut that this happened Saturday. So add it to the list of all the other things, all the other food, all the warehouses, all the birds, all the poultry that's been going on. So we've had that. We've had the attack about, the bird flu going on. We had to cull all these birds because they were sick and it was dangerous and so on. And then things we've been hearing about is the tainted feed. I have very strong opinions about that. I have people ask me regularly about what I think about that. And hey, I'm having these issues. What do you give your birds? What do you do? And I'll go over some of that. And an older video I did about natural poultry, chicken, turkeys, stuff like that. Care, but yeah. When if you look at the feed, it's not just at Tractor Supply. It can be carried a lot of different things. It has to do with the brands. But they've removed 2 essential amino acids that are in chicken feed. That is usually for laying. They've removed that. And so there are a lot of commercial feeds. So now Tractor Supply, the board of directors, look into that. Who he is and whose back pocket he's in. Okay? Like globalist. I mean, let's just always follow the trail. And who, you do this for me and be part of this and yours, it all connects. It all connects. I will say, when I ask, again, this is what I use. Now, I give my birds about all of our scraps. Anything that is something in the garden, I'm like, I'm just not really going to eat this. I mean, as long as it's not full of mold or something like that, you don't want to give your birds that. But I throw them everything out of the garden. They love it when I'm over there in the spring and summer because they know they're getting treats out of that. I do that. Even if I have vegetables and stuff I chop in here. Don't ever give your birds stuff like potato skins and stuff like, I mean, you can throw them out there. Usually they're not going to eat them, but raw potato skins aren't good for anything, any animal, it can have dangers, especially if they're green. You can have some of it, but I limit anything or don't do it at all. Things like onions, it can act like a blood thinner into chicken, so I don't give mine. I keep stuff like that for I put it in a big freezer bag and I keep it to make my stock and stuff like that. So there's that. Even like say I have found or I have an abundance of eggs. That happens when you have healthy birds of your own. Oftentimes I will scramble up a bunch of their eggs. I will scramble up. It's good for them. Don't give them raw eggs because you're going to feed into a situation. You're going to have egg eaters. They'll start, breaking open their shells, their eggs they lay. But there's really good protein for them. And if you really grind up, and after they've kind of been like dried or roasted, or you can just put them on a little cookie sheet, throw them in the oven and dry out their eggshells. And you can put those through a grinder of whatever sort, make them almost like a powder or a little bit bigger, and put that back in their feed. Mix it with the scrambled eggs, mix it whatever. That's fantastic calcium for them. It helps them. Same things like when people do oyster shells. Tons of different things like you can do. I happen to use things like Hen House Reserve All Natural Extraordinary Layer Feed. And it is black sunflower seeds. It is split peas and lentils and all kinds of different seeds and oats and different things. There's several different ones you can get if you're having issues or you don't have enough abundance. I've never had an issue with that food. Do a natural one, or that's what I use. Do whatever's, whatever works for you. But a big thing on my birds, way before the issues I just went over, we had, and they would go through seasonals. My birds have always laid all year. They've never went through heavy molting. I make sure they have, when it starts getting cold and through those winter months, they have black sunflower seed, cayenne pepper, and crushed red peppers. They cannot taste things that are hot, and those things help them lay all year, and they prevent the big molting and all the stress and everything. I do that, but I do not use artificial lights on my birds. I personally choose not to. You know how my connection is with nature. I think everything has a reason and a flow for a reason. I don't believe in doing artificial lights because if they have to go into a break, nature knows what it's doing. Okay, so I don't mess with things like that. You do what's best for you. Again, I'm not arguing a situation, but that's just things that I do because I get asked a lot, and I get asked a lot more regularly now because of everything going on with the eggs, or people having problems with the feed, on and on it goes. So I want to share that with you guys. I am going to throw an older video I did. It was about natural care for your stuff. Maybe I already said this. I will put it underneath this video because in case you haven't seen it, those are natural things, herbs, different things that can help for a lot of different things you may have going on with your birds. So especially a lot of things we're seeing right now. And again, I've never had sick birds. If I've lost birds, it's been to, like predator type things. I have lost an entire flock, as y'all knew, like it was through, like last year through, the fox that got them, or if a hawk or an owl once in a while, but not regularly. The thing with the fox was the freak thing. I've never had anything like that happen. So just some things I want to share with you guys. Thank you for your prayers. Again, you have questions or anything, feel free to email me. I will help you the best I can. So everyone stay well, God bless, and I will see you next time.